What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee, and literally this woman right here be way up when she does her gymnastics routines. We have Jordan Chiles in the building.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me. I just feel like I should be saying what's up, twin, because at this rate, everybody think we the same.
Let me tell you something. I get tagged so much. Like when you're doing something amazing, which is great because I get tagged damn near every day. But they're like, oh, she could play you in a movie. Are you sure you guys aren't related? I take it as a compliment.
Oh, I do too, because the very first time somebody tagged me in something, they were like, oh, you look like Angela Yee. And I was like, okay, let me look this up. And I was like, oh, I'm fine with that. I was like, this girl gorgeous, beautiful, and all. Like, I'm good.
No, I was like, okay, I'll take that one. But and then looking into your background, your mom and your dad, you're mixed just like I am, but I'm Asian and black, and you're Latina and black.
Yes, but people think I'm Blasian.
Right, you do kind of, yeah.
I think it's the Persian in me. I think my eyes, they give that little Asian to them. So.
And it's interesting. I saw in an interview you said that sometimes people question like you being black.
Yes.
And and I think that is a real thing, especially now. You see Kamala Harris running for president, and people will be like, she's not black, she's this, and it's like, I've been black my whole life.
The last time I remember when I walked into a room, my skin was black.
And y'all had a moment on that podium.
Yes.
3 black women.
Yes.
A first ever. What was going through your mind during that time?
There were so many emotions going through me. Like, I was just when I first saw it, I had told Simone, I was like, yo, this is an all-black podium. Like, we just made history. And I'm so happy that it was, like, the last event, the last of our competition, and that we could just, embrace that moment. That's history in the book. So I was really happy. I was getting emotional as well. But, those girls deserve everything. And I feel like in that moment, it was more of people should recognize the fact that it's not just about your skin color. Right. It's about the talent, the expectation, the dedication that each and every one of us have put out there. So it was really cool just to be involved in that.
It is important, too, though, because I do feel like gymnastics, it has been kind of before this, and it still is, I mean, let's be clear, racist. And so it is a moment, too, though, for this to be the first time, because it wouldn't be unusual if it was what it used to be like.
Yes, it would definitely have been something like if we take it back to, when Dominique Dawes or, Diane Durham or that whole situation like with Gabby Douglas and her hair. Like,
yes,
there have been a lot of things, but I think now with the diversity changing because we've been able to, as women put that on the platform of gymnastics, it's been easier to kind of recognize it. But it's still, people still hate here and there. Don't worry, I still see your comments, everything like that. But I feel like now that we've been able to see it more, we can handle it. Right. As women of color. Like, we can handle the, the comments and be like, it's okay. Like, I've done everything that I needed to do to make sure I can put myself in the position. Like, I made a name for myself.
Yes, you
Simone
did.
made a name for herself. Rebecca Andrade made a name for herself. So that's, in that moment, is just...
I don't understand why people were so upset about the bowing to Rebecca Andrade. I thought it was a nice unifying moment to show good sportsmanship, to show, like... dope, like everything that you've accomplished, and the two of you did that together. I thought it was nice to see something like that because it is a competition, still, but the fact that y'all have this sisterhood is amazing.
Yes, 100%. Obviously, people are going to say what they want to say, but I feel like it was more of, oh, those two are, if they're bowing, like, what does that even mean? There's no point. Like, she's already good. Like, it was for us, like, I'm a girl's girl. I'm going to recognize you no matter what. I'm going to give you your flowers, your crown, whatever it is, because you did what you needed to do. Yeah. Right? Like, the sisterhood that we have, we're not always competing against each other. We still have a relationship outside of our sport, which I feel like people don't see because all they see is, oh, you're head and head. You're doing this. You're doing that. But, people are just people. I just let them be.
Let me ask you this. I was thinking about this. When you win a medal like early on in the Olympics, do you feel like it takes some of the pressure off? Like, okay, well, we did,
Yeah.
So now we could just, I'm just wondering what goes on, like, as you're winning medals early on, you guys got a team goal, but then does that make you feel like, okay, at least I did this, so I feel...
It does. For me, since I've never been in an event final, so for me when we got gold for team, I was like, oh, okay, this whole thing has been a redemption tour for all of us. So I was just like, oh, this is great. The gold is good. Like, let's just keep going. Just keep feeling good each and every day. I feel like for the other girls, it was more of like, okay, if I could do this once, let me do it again. especially for Suni. I felt like it gave her motivation to kind of just be like, okay, I have all these event finals coming up. Let me just put myself out there and be like, okay, this is like a team final. This is this, that, and the other. So it was definitely, with winning gold, it gave us a spark for sure.
I love how Suni was talking about her confidence at first and having imposter syndrome, which has to be really difficult in this sport, and how you guys really like hyped her up to be like, walk in that room like you own it, like you're a winner, you're a champ already.
Yes, 100%. We did have a conversation before team finals even happened, and I realized there was just something off about her. I was like, Suni, what is going on? Like, I don't like, you're very quiet, like, but when you're outside the gym, like, there's just things, you're not the same person. Like, I feel like you're shying from something, and we just all had a conversation about it, and we were telling her, like, you have to stand your ground. Like, stand your ground like you just were the reigning Olympic all-around champion in 21. Like, you have a name for yourself. Go out there and be yourself. So we wanted to kind of put that in her, and I think it worked, because girl was out here doing her big one. I was like, okay, period. One after the next after the next. I was like, okay, yes, do your thing. So I'm happy that we were able to have that conversation, because it is hard as an athlete, just in general, to you know, put yourself in that position. Like, for instance, Sydney McLaughlin just got another gold medal. Like, her continuing, like, that's really hard to do, especially when you have that spotlight.
Oh, and you're going back to college, UCLA. Congratulations on that. When did you know you were going to do that? Was it before the Olympics, or was it something that while you were there, you were like, like, how long have you known that's what you wanted to do?
I've known for a while. I actually decided after championships, so I would say June time, May time frame. I had talked to my coaches, and I was like, look, I think it'd be really cool to go back to school. You know, I have 2 more years. Like, let's just see how everything turns out. But I also have goals for myself, and I just want to accomplish those within my college career. And then I was like, okay, I guess we'll do this. Like, let's just go for it.
They're going to be on you on college. Like, how are you going to go to class, you know? People are going to be like, I'm sitting next to Jordan.
Everybody keeps telling me that you're not going to be a normal person going into college. But for me, I feel like I want to, you know, be a normal college student. Like, I do appreciate everybody, you know, telling me congrats and all like that. But I don't consider myself famous. So in my head, I'm like, I'm just going to walk on campus and be perfectly fine. You got to wear the medals on campus, at least. Like, I'll be perfectly fine.
Are you going to bring the medals to the dorm room?
Yes, I'll bring my medals with me. They will be with me everywhere I go. My purse be heavy as all get out. But yeah, they'll be with me.
What are you majoring in?
So I switched my major 3 times. My first major was business, and then I switched it to sociology, and now I'm doing education communication, one of those. Okay,
so good. So you could come fill in for me.
Yeah, I'm down.
And pretend you're me, and then I feel.
Yeah.
No, I actually can't fill in for you.
No, I think you could. I think you can go. You can go flip here and there.
Absolutely not. I barely could tumble.
Really?
Yeah, so, barely. When I tell you, I remember in high school having to do, like, we all had to do some gymnastics. There was one girl who was so good. We used to have to hang on the pull-up bar, because we couldn't do pull-ups, but she could do pull-ups and everything. Yeah. And I was like, that upper body strength is no joke.
Yeah, our upper body strength, I don't know how we do half the things we do. I still be in, like, I look at myself and I'm like, how do I do that? It doesn't comprehend with
And
me.
when you're done, you're always like, you know you did it.
I always have some type of hype moment, whether I'm jumping, clapping, screaming. There's a bunch of pictures. Sometimes I get really embarrassed about what the pictures look like, though.
It looks amazing.
Thanks.
People get so hyped to see you, even your music choices.
Yes.
So we got to talk about this, right? Because even like a Let Me Clear My Throat, there were certain songs. I think you played like a Jade song. I'm like, how does she know these throwback songs from some of them? Maybe you weren't even born, or you were a little baby. Where does this musical taste come from?
My family's we are musically inclined. My dad, he plays the instruments, he sings. My sisters sing. My brothers can rap and sing, so I used to play the clarinet first chair in middle school. So I'm just musically inclined my whole life. Yeah, like but music is something that I feel like kind of brings the world together. I know, like, especially during COVID, a lot of people were like, I don't know what to do. Like, I have no music to produce or anything like that. So just being able to kind of, I feel like if the crowd is entertaining us, because we're entertaining them.
Mm-hmm.
So I want my music and my floor routine to kind of be like, okay, I want you to feel like you're going to a concert. Like, you know every song in my floor routine. So yeah, it's like with Beyonce. My whole routine is Beyonce. So I was really like, for that inspiration part of it, it was more of like, okay, everybody knows the Renaissance tour. So why not bring the Renaissance tour to gymnastics? That should be a fun thing to do. And then my throwback, all my 90s. I really, from SWV to Salt and Pepper, like, there was just a lot of different things. In Vogue, that was just more of giving the audience, like, things that they've listened to. And I feel like it should be recognized more.
And Beyonce was loving that too. I saw she shouted you out. I saw, since you are named after Michael Jordan, I saw Michael Jordan said, all right, let's get up, when he wished you good luck. Has he really like contacted to see what can happen?
No, he has not contacted me.
Come on, Michael Jordan. You publicly said we got to catch up.
He's not. But, for me, I'm not somebody who kind of like, I'm expected, to get a response
I mean, he said it.
He did say it, but hey, whatever happens, happens. If he communicates back, you gonna see it on social media, probably.
Yeah.
But
He gonna try to get that because you're already at Nike.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You know what I saw that was interesting, and I want you to get some insight on this. Dwayne Wade was talking about the basketball team, right, and how they should get paid to go and play. And a lot of people don't understand how the Olympics works as far as pay. So I know it says like country by country, because then I was like, let me do a deep dive, because I never thought about that before. Yeah. So you get paid when you win, right? But what about just for participating? How does that work?
The participation, you just get participation points.
Okay.
Like, there's really no payout. We win by our medals. So, like, for gold, there's a certain amount of money you get. For bronze, it's each country. But for the participation part, you don't get paid for that.
What did you think about those comments then, when he was saying that people do spend time going out there and they are making money off of it?
I feel like for our sport, it's a little different. Like, I can understand the men's basketball and the women's basketball. I get it, because they're constantly playing a game, right? Like, they're every single day doing this, doing that.
I know, you're at Disney
and
World.
I'm at Disney and they're still playing. Like, what is happening? So, yeah, I feel like for them, that makes a lot of sense. And I get it 100%, because they only do... Like, for us, we have the ability to get multiple medals. For them, it's just one medal at the very end of all their tournaments that they get. So it makes sense for why he was saying that. But for us, it's kind of different.
It's different.
Yeah.
All right. And as for you, I saw that you bought a house and you've done all these things. So tell me about that process, because that's exciting.
So after Tokyo and... I want to say 2 years of being in college, I decided to, it's actually my parents' house. I bought them the house.
What college student bought their parents' house? That's amazing.
Thank you. I bought them the house because, and for me, I like being able to get back to my community, or like just people within my life that has dedicated, like they sacrifice. Like, my siblings sacrifice a lot. When I mean sacrifice, I'm pretty sure, I'm surprised they have not like strangled me at this rate. Like, they sacrificed a lot.
It paid off.
Yeah, for sure. So with that process, I feel like that was more difficult to buy a house than it is to actually do my sport.
What?
Yeah. I think that was the most adulting that I've ever done in my life.
But your whole life you've been preparing for gymnastics. I don't know that you could. What was so difficult about it?
I think it was like the understanding of like taxes and then income, and then it's like, okay, you have to do a certain amount. Like, it was just a lot. Like, how much, you can get back from your equity. And I was like, in Hawaii on a girls' trip, my sister was telling me all these things, and I was like, I don't comprehend what is happening. But now, if you told me, like, okay, let's go buy another house again, you learned a lot. Yeah, I could be like, okay, yes, I know what to do. I know all this stuff. So.
That's a fact, though. Once you do it one time, it does get a lot easier, and you think about investing.
Yes.
But it's nice to know that they have a place to live with all the, like you said, they've made a lot of sacrifices. I know you guys moved to Texas.
Yes.
So did the whole family move, or just how did that work?
So my whole family didn't move. It was at first, the first 2 years, it was just me, my mom, and my dad. And then my siblings, actually, they were like, okay. My brother was like, I'm going to move out there. So it took him he just moved with us now. My older sister, she's going to move in March. So they're all like trickling in. One by one coming to Texas. But I never thought they were going to move to Texas. I thought they were going to stay in Washington. But I was like, Bye. I'm going to see y'all later. Like, I have things to go do. So, yeah.
You've been open about the fact that at a certain point you wanted to quit. And Simone Biles was really like, come out here, train with me, and how important having the right coach can be. And I was thinking about applying the principles that you apply to gymnastics to real life. Like, if you could write a book about certain things that you learned from your sport that are real life lessons, what are some things you would say are lessons that you learned?
Throughout my sport, I've learned a lot about when to say no. I think the biggest thing is like standing your ground and being able to kind of put yourself in a position to understand yourself as a person, because the maturity level, I've been in my sport since I was 7. I'm 23. So that I had to learn a lot, progress a lot with the maturity aspect of things, and being a 23-year-old in real life, it's totally different. One thing I learned was time management. I didn't know time management at all. I was like, oh yeah, I have so much time to do this. Like, no, that's not how life really works, like in the real world. So that was one lesson I learned. And then the disciplined part of things, being disciplined from your parents compared to being disciplined in a sport are two different things. So I had to figure out how to separate the two and kind of understand, okay, my parents are telling me this one thing that I have to learn for real life, but this is also something that I can, kind of take away and do it differently in my sport.
And you know what else I was thinking? Even when you won the bronze, and that was all through like the challenge of having to review, but sometimes you do have to question things and go hard for yourself.
Yeah.
And you can be right. So how often does that happen? Because I saw there was like some controversy over that, and people were acting like it was some type of unique situation, but it is something that really does happen.
Yes, it happens a lot. I mean, it just depends on what, the judges really look at. I had it's really the difficulty in what my floor routine was supposed to be or wasn't supposed to be. Again, it does come all down to the judges. I didn't do anything wrong. My coaches didn't do anything wrong. So the biggest thing I think a lot of people are just taking away from it is like, well, she changed the score. And it's like, I can't control that. I can't control something that they did. It's a rule. It's literally in the handbook. Go look at the handbook. At this rate, like, half of y'all don't even do our sport, so what are you complaining about?
Casual people that don't follow the sport.
No, it's just they only follow it. That's what gets on my nerves. They only follow our sport when they come and it's the Olympic part of things. You don't see anything before that. You don't even tune into half of the things we may post on social media. It's only during the Olympic Games. So with those people, all they see is, oh, she did this, that, and the other. And it's like, well, you only saw the 2 days that we competed.
Right.
And you're already complaining about something. But when I think of that, I'm like, okay, it's obvious. I always say when it comes to people who have these hate comments or something, it's like they have something within themselves that they can't.
That's a fact.
Control, or they
See,
they don't like.
this is my swing because I say that too.
Like it's
that's
obviously
more of a reflection on yourself.
Yeah, that's a reflection on yourself. Like you're looking at yourself in the mirror and you're annoyed with something that's in yourself, so you're gonna go on social media and go attack somebody else. What is that?
And that's when you just be like, I got it.
Like, that's why I'm like, okay, yeah, you guys say what you want to say, and, it only sparks me more. It fuels me. I will go and show you even more. I'll go and give you more entertainment at that rate.
And you are very entertaining.
Thank you.
You and Suni had some great TikToks, too.
Yes.
Well, you guys were out there.
Yes, I love that girl. We enjoy TikTok. TikTok is so fun. Sometimes I be deep diving into like sad stuff, relationship like it just be going at it. But TikTok is fun, especially during that time frame when you're always together, like our sisterhood together, our bond together, just like all the 5 of us, we were just enjoying our time. So having TikToks was like our outlet.
I also was seeing some people hate the Olympic Village. I saw people like, I'm sleeping outside. What was that like for you? Because it seems like y'all were having fun.
Yeah, so our Olympic Village experience, I can tell you, it was like 50-50. I'm going to give you that. Definitely the cardboard beds were not it whatsoever. I did not. My back was hurting. A girl was hurting. But we did get mattress toppers, which was really cool. Our coach was like, okay, we're going to go get you guys mattress toppers. But I think the cool part about being in the village, though, was really being able to see all the different countries and all the different athletes, and you get to interact, trade pins, just enjoy the time that, you never realize how many countries actually have sports.
Right.
And it's really cool just to see, you know who's a volleyball player, you know who does swimming, you know who's like a rower, you know who does skateboarding. Like, you just know every sport. So it's really cool. And just being able to kind of like, we had this balcony and look over our balcony and just be like, wow, we've come so far and we've made it to this point, and you just realize that you just did it.
Now, you're also doing this GOAT tour.
Yes, the Gold Over America tour.
So talk to me about that and why that's important. This isn't the first time Simone Biles does this, and that's your sister for sure. I love the relationship that you guys have, because it is so nice to know that you could rely on other people and lift each other up. You've had to step in for her. She's been like, come on, girl, don't quit the sport, come out here. That's what is like sisterhood really is about. Yeah. So talk about this tour and what that means to you.
The Gold Over America tour, like you were saying, it's not the first time we did it. We did it back in 21, and in 21 it was to inspire, to encourage, to let people know that there's gold in all of us and that you can, have the ability to shine bright. And so with this, now that we're doing it again, it's the exact same thing. We just want to inspire. We just want to know that each and every one of us has that golden spark, and, to encourage the younger generation just to go out there and be themselves. And, at the end of the day, we like to entertain, so we want to make sure that, the crowd gets involved, and we have the ability just to, show the world that there's more than just us flipping, and that we actually can have fun.
Yeah. I saw, like, for the VIP package, you have to be between the ages of 7 and 25. I was like, now this feels like ageism. We can't be 50 years old coming to meet you in the VIP.
There is, hey, if you want to meet us in the VIP, meet us in the VIP. I didn't even know there was an age limit on that. That's crazy. I got to go look at that.
That's cute, though.
Yeah.
It's so funny because they say the golden girls, and it's so interesting. You talk about the younger generation. I feel like you are the younger generation. But it's interesting in this sport how, for Simone Biles being like the oldest one, to still be competing and at the level that she is, that's so crazy to me because that's so young still.
It is crazy. Again, it goes back to the understanding of us being like, oh yeah, she's 27 in the gymnastics world, which is old, but in real life, that's young. Like, we have literally two different brains at this rate. Like, I be going into the gym being like, man, like, what are we doing? My back hurts. I feel like I'm 40 years old. And then I, like, walk out of the gym driving my car, and I'm like, oh, wait, I'm 23. Like, or she's 27. But, yeah, I feel like for us, like, when we say younger generation, we mean, like, literally
7.
The infants, like, the people who have not yet stepped onto, what they're trying to do with their life. But I always say, whether you're older than me, younger than me, the same age as me, it's typically the same. Like, just be authentic to who you are, because you have a life to live. We only have one life. We don't have 9 lives like cats, unfortunately. We can't just fall out of a tree and land on all fours. Like, we gotta do something and just enjoy life.
Now listen, when you go on campus and the guys are sliding in your DMs and coming up to you on campus like, so can I take you out? What would be an ideal date for you?
An ideal date? I don't know. I feel like, okay, I can be romantic, but at the same time, if you literally just take me shopping or on a picnic, I don't know. It just depends on what my mood is. Or
Show the bag, the Louis bag.
Yeah,
okay. We have goals and standards. Okay.
I'm very, like, for me, people always are like, oh, do you like flowers? I'm like, I would prefer sneakers over flowers.
Okay, that's fair.
That's just how I am.
It's like the same cost and it's something that lasts longer.
Yeah, but I do enjoy, don't get me wrong, I do enjoy flowers. Like, roses are my favorite flower, but I don't know, that's just how I am. But
what has been your best date then? Like, would you say what happened? Where did you go? Something creative?
Well, I took somebody to Universal Studios. That was our first date.
You took somebody on a date, so you asked them on a date.
Yeah.
Okay, we'd love to see it.
I did.
Wait, hold on. Was this recent?
No, it was a year ago.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
It's not recent. Not at all. Not recent. A year ago.
You're going to have some fun on campus, boy. And how does somebody get your attention?
A lot of people do slide into my DMs or I'll be walking on campus, and I can tell when a guy's staring at me. Like, I just feel it. Like, I have really good peripheral vision, and I'll just either on my skin, like, I just be like, okay, I realized, or sometimes they'll do a double take, and I'm like, I just saw you do a double take, right? Like,
I know you know who I am,
right? Like, I know you saw me. I saw you do a double take, but I don't know. I don't really put myself out there.
What if people act like they don't know who you are, but you know they know? They're like, oh, what do you do? And you're like,
I actually just let it be until they actually are like, wait, just kidding, I know who you are. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. I prefer if people don't know who I am. That's just how I am.
Yeah, that's going to be tough.
Yeah, I realized. I realized. Like, walking into grocery stores, I'm like, okay, me and my best friend, she was literally like, okay, Jordan, let's see how many people recognize you. And I'm like, no, nobody's going to recognize me. I'm good. We're walking. All I just want to do is go get my groceries. That's it. No, she's like, oh, they recognize you. I'm like, don't say anything. She's like, do you know who this is? I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, why did you have to say something? She's like, I'm sorry.
Aren't you glad you stuck with it now that you look back at the time that you were like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore, which I understand because it can be difficult if you're not with the right team of people.
Yeah.
You know, because that matters a lot. Think about how many people might have walked away that could have been successful, but didn't have the right team around them.
I'm very happy that I stuck with it. Although, yes, I went through a lot of trauma and mental situations when I was younger, but I'm so happy that I was able to, conquer that and kind of put myself in a position to where I can look back and be like, just because you went through that, it only made you stronger, and it only made you, like, be the person you are today. So I'm happy, and I'm beyond proud of myself, really, because
we're all proud of you.
Man, 23, I never thought I'd be here at all.
We're so proud of you.
Thank you.
Even me watching that and like looking at everything, then I had to flash back and watch like all your older routines. It is so insanely impressive.
Thank you.
Just what you've been able to accomplish.
Thank you so much.
And I want to talk about you taking care of yourself physically too, because that has to take a toll on your body.
Oh yes, 100%.
So what do you do? Acupuncture? Like, what are some things that you do to make sure that you stay, not
nice and relaxed? I do a lot of self-care. I typically, when it comes to that, whether it's massages, I go to therapy. She works so good, like massaging our calves, like whatever it is that we need. I've done acupuncture before. I personally like it. Some people don't. Yeah. I think it's really cool that you just have to put a needle in your body and it relaxes your muscle. I don't know why that's just cool to me. But a majority of the time, I just stay in my room, watch TV. Like, I kid you not, you tell me to go to sleep, I'll go to sleep, right?
At any moment.
At any moment. Like, if you're just like, okay, Jordan, go, close your eyes, go lay down, I will be asleep, because that's just what I feel like my body needs, rather than always constantly doing something on it.
Yeah, rest is important.
Yeah.
And then I know you have this situation with Too Good & Co., so talk to me about that, because it's not also just what you put in your body is so important for what you do also.
Yeah, Too Good & Co., it was, with our on-the-go smoothies, that's what I love about them. It's literally because my schedule's It has 10 grams of protein, 3 grams of sugar in it. It's really healthy for you. It's a probiotic, so it helps with your digestive system and everything like that. So having that with me everywhere I go, I think is like the fastest thing, because not every time I eat breakfast or eat lunch, like,
I'm not a breakfast person.
Like, it just doesn't sit right with me that I have to wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning to make myself some eggs. Like, that, that's too early.
Eating breakfast makes you really tired.
Yeah, like, it's just like,
and you're already ready to sleep.
So. Literally. So, with Too Good & Co., they really help with a lot of that, just being able to wake up, especially because my practices are early. I can take it on the go with me. I'm constantly going. So, yeah, that's really how they are with their smoothies. They have different flavors. They have peach. They have mixed berry. My favorite is the peach one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a smoothie person myself.
Yeah, they're really good. I definitely tell you to try it.
They'll tell you, my producer will be like, she comes in here with a juice in the morning, and I don't eat breakfast. But the only problem is that I do have a sweet tooth. So sometimes they'll be like, there's donuts down the hall. Ooh. And I try not to do it, but it's hard.
No, I have a sweet tooth. But crazy part is, I don't like cake unless my sister makes it. Yes.
Okay. What's your favorite cake?
My favorite cake, like, if she made it, she used to make this maple brown sugar, like, cupcakes that she used to make when she was, like, in her baking era. But, yeah, I don't like any other cake, and it just doesn't sit right with me. Yeah.
Can you cook?
No. I mean, I can cook. I can. Let me take that
back. She might be my doppelganger.
I can.
For real. Everything she's saying.
I can cook. I think it's more so like, do I want to cook? No.
Okay. No. Well, listen, you're getting to the money. What when you look at yourself in the future, if you had to think about like where you see yourself, say 5 years from now, what would be ideal for you? What do you want to be doing? I know you've changed your major 3 times. But if you had to think in this moment now.
Yes. In this moment now, obviously, at some point in time, I want to have a family. Like, I just want to be able to, to help and develop my own family just the same way as my parents did with us. And I want to be in real estate. So, literally.
You know I have my real estate license.
Really?
You have to stop it.
Yes, I want to be in real estate. My mom, actually, she does interior designing, which is really cool, I had the ability to kind of grow up in that because my mom also had her own property management company.
What?
Yeah, so I grew up with, building and designing and all this stuff. So real estate is something I want to do and kind of just be able to wake up one day and look at myself just like at the ceiling in my bed and be like, I did everything that I've accomplished.
I love this. I think I love her. She said real estate, interior design, building management. Those are all things. Like, I just bought a building in Detroit in Midtown. And I'm literally right now starting a management company that I just came up with a name for with a master plumber, my guy Albert.
I love that. I have to watch. I got to look out for it.
Thank you so much. I really appreciated having the time to sit down and talk to you. I know you've been doing a lot and you've been so busy, so thank you.
No, thank you for having me. I'm so happy I got to meet you because now everybody can now we met, y'all. Like, we met.
I love it. And I'm so proud that this is like who can play me in a movie.
Oh, I would definitely. Watch out. Acting might be coming my way.
I feel like it will. I feel like there's in those DMs is offering you all kinds
Probably at this rate. I haven't even checked them things. There's so many.
All right. Well, the champ is here. Jordan Chiles, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Up.